Are you moving to the Patuxent River Naval Air Station area? Make sure you watch this video. I got some information about where to live that you can't miss. What's up everybody? My name is Rob Schou and I'm with EXP Realty in Southern Maryland. I love helping people move to Southern Maryland, so if that sounds like something you're going to be doing, if you're interested in getting down here, make sure you use that contact information below. Call me, text me, however you want to, and I'd be happy to help you make that move down here. Now, you can also scroll down to the first comment, click on the link, and it will schedule a Zoom meeting with me through my calendar, and we can talk one-on-one about what your needs are when you move to Southern Maryland. And last but not least, if you haven't yet, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified every single time we put out new content, and I can help you make some really great decisions about moving down here to Southern Maryland. All right, so like I said before, today what my goal is I'm gonna answer that question that a lot of people ask, where to live when you're moving to St. Mary's County or Southern Maryland because you just got a job at Pax River, or maybe you're PCSing at Pax River. Now, Pax River is the Naval Air Station that's right there in Lexington Park. It employs it employs thousands of people, either directly on the base or through people that are working for contractors that are connected to the base, and it's one of the biggest employers, if not the biggest employer, in the Southern Maryland area. And so we get lots of people moving down here constantly, moving in and out. And so one of the biggest questions is, I always get, where do I live? And people look at me and just want that help, and it's so hard to say because there's so many things that go into that big decision. I think what I always feel from them is that making these big moves and coming to a new area is kind of hard and scary, and you just want someone to give you some advice. But what my area is, the area I like to live, may not be the best area for you. All right, so what I'm gonna do today is go over 5 questions that I always ask every single buyer that's moving to the area to help them kind of narrow down where they want to be, and so I can get a good feel of what they're looking for, and I can show them some areas that maybe will work better for them than just me saying, well, I really love Piney Point, so I'm going to show them Piney Point areas. I love Piney Point because I like being secluded, I like being on the water, and I like the property price point. Those things may not be important to you, so I want to make sure I understand everything, what you need, so we can find exactly what fits you and you'll be happy down here. All right, so question number 1 that I always ask every single person when they're moving to Southern Maryland is, where are you working? So that's really important because for the most part when I ask that question, it's normally Pax River if they're living in St. Mary's County, but the one caveat is sometimes people are working at Pax River and they have to go up to DC, or they have to go, into other areas. And so that can really depend on where you want to live. So if you're making regular commutes up to DC while also working at Pax River, you might want to really consider that northern end of St. Mary's County, maybe into Waldorf County, or even up into Calvert County too. So there's many choices there. So that's that first thing I really want you to think about when you're thinking about where to live is, where are you going to work mostly? Now, if you're going to work right on Pax River, staying in that St. Mary's County area, staying in, the Lexington Park, California, Leonardtown, up into 7th District if you don't mind a commute, down where I am in Piney Point if you want to be on the water. Those areas all are within, Lexington Park 5-minute commute, 7th District a 40-minute commute, but all those are within like a reasonable commute. So I would say it opens it up a little more if you're just on base, if you're just at the Pax River area. But if you're going to be going to different areas, you might want to look a little bit further away from base so you can kind of, cut your drive, or kind of like, balance out your drive a little bit. So if you're going up to DC, you're only traveling 45 minutes or an hour. And if you're coming down to Pax River, you're only traveling 30 or 45 minutes. So that would be the first thing. Where are you working? All right, so number 2 is, what is your lifestyle? What do you want to do on a day that you're not at work? Let's forget about work for a second and close your eyes and think, what is it my perfect day looks like when I'm not at work? If you're saying my perfect day looks like, I'm going to get my errands done and then I'm just chilling at my house, and as quick as I can get my errand done, and I'm just chilling at my house watching some football on the big screen in my basement. You're not going outside, you're not doing stuff like that. You're just kind of, hanging around your house. Maybe that California and Lexington Park area is great for you because you could get from point A to go shopping to point B back at your house and, no time flat, be down there watching, your favorite football team, favorite baseball team, soccer team play, and not really have much other worries than that. And also in California, Lexington Park, you got smaller lot sizes, so you're spending less time taking care of lawns, you're spending less time doing all that kind of stuff. That may be the best place for you. Now, if you're someone that wants to be outside, you want to be on the water, you want acreage, you want to have backyard chickens, you want to do all this stuff, a garden, everything like that, that's when you're going to start looking at those areas that are kind of outside that Lexington Park and that California area. You're going to start looking into Hollywood, you're going to start looking into Mechanicsville, you're going to start looking into, even Piney Point or other areas in St. Mary's County that really could fit that need to have a little more space, do a little more outside stuff. And so now that you've kind of said, well, I work here, these are the things I like to do, I want you to stop and think for a second and make sure that you're thinking about the other people in your household as well. So one of the biggest things is if you have someone else that's working in your house, make sure you consider their commute too. You want to balance it so no one's driving too far or farther than you have to. So hopefully, it's the best of both worlds, and you're both working on base, or you're both working in St. Mary's County or in that area, and it just makes it super easy to pick a house. But sometimes, again, people are one's working at the Patuxent River Naval Air Station, another one's working in DC, so it's easier to kind of find that house in the middle there. So really take that into account. And then also, it's not just about work, it's about schools too. So depending on your children's age, or whoever's living with you age at the time, really figuring out what the best school system for you is, based on those niche.com ratings. I'm kind of rolling through them here right now. Like I've said in previous videos, right now Niche is rating Leonardtown as the #1 town to live in for the schools in St. Mary's. #2 is California, and #3 is actually Lexington Park. So just take those and look through those ratings and just get a good feel of what works best for you and for the other people living in your house and what they need. All right, and so my #4 thing that I would say you want to think about when you're picking a place to live in St. Mary's County or even anywhere in Southern Maryland, I think the next question you should really ask yourself is, how long am I going to be here? If you're someone that's going to be here for a few years, maybe 5 to 10 years, and you don't like being around, other people, you don't like people encroaching on your area, you really might want to consider kind of moving away from the population centers of Lexington Park, California, and Leonardtown, just because there's more and more plans to have more people come into those areas over the next 10 years. There's been multiple different population studies that are showing a lot of people are coming into the California, Maryland area. They're coming into the Leonardtown area, and it's gonna get more crowded. Now, I don't think it's gonna be overcrowded, but it's gonna get more crowded. On that same token, if you're someone that wants to have more stuff near you, if you want to see, more restaurants, more grocery stores, more stuff like that, with this population increase, that means there's going to be more things coming to those areas. So more in Lexington Park in California and Leonardtown, we should start seeing more restaurants, more grocery stores, more stores and stuff like that. So if you're someone that's going to stay here 5 to 10 years, but then you really want to be in kind of central to everything, you might want to look and stay in those, bigger town areas, because I think more stuff is going to come as the population comes as well. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. Picking a place to live when you're moving here, when you're looking to, PCS to Pax River, or if you're looking to just come down here and work for one of the contractors, picking a place to live is hard. I just kind of scratched the surface today and just gave you 4 questions just to kind of think through of what you want and give you a feel for what St. Mary's County and Southern Maryland it is. I didn't really get into that Charles County area and that Calvert County area yet, because we're focusing on that Pax River, and most people that work on Pax River are kind of staying around St. Mary's County because those house prices are more affordable than Calvert County and Charles County for the most part. But, it really is a personal decision. It really is one of those things that you should think of those questions, talk to myself, talk to another realtor maybe you have a relationship with, or you've been referred to by friends, and really kind of figure it out for yourself before you get down here. Have an idea of a few places you want to go, and then get boots on the ground and go and drive around those places, whether it's with your realtor, and I'd be happy to do that with you. I love taking people around, either driving through different neighborhoods. I've taken people out on my boat and gone and see the water, especially the people that love to fish and stuff like that, just so you get a feel of what it's like, the different lifestyles. But you got to get out here. You got to figure out what you like before you really choose that place. All right, so I know that was a lot of information. Hopefully it was all helpful. If you need any help or want to talk about your move down here and really figure out where you want to live, make sure you use that contact information below. And honestly, one of the best ways is to scroll down to the first comment, click that link, and I'll just talk to you basically like we just had this conversation right now. Go through those questions and figure out where the best place for you is, and start really getting boots on the ground and looking at, you know, where we can fit you, or where you feel you fit in best. And of course, last but not least, if you haven't yet and you found this content really helpful, make sure you scroll down, click the subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified every single time we put out new content. I'll see you on the next video.